Good morning, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Ambassador Ghana for giving me this platform to address beautiful young ladies and handsome young men. I'm sure this morning you all have a lot of responsibilities, but you've taken your time to come for this program, and it's amazing looking at the numbers here. And when he asked about why some of you are here, I was highly impressed, because at this same age you are seeking for knowledge that will empower you. There are some of your peers out there, all they are thinking about is fulfilling their pleasures, and pleasures that will not take them anywhere. So it's a beautiful thing to decide to seek for knowledge, to empower yourself, to forge ahead in spite of your challenges. This morning, I will not take too much of your time. I would like to speak a little about myself before I go on the main issue. So my name is POKUAA ANKRAH. I'm a product of KA University. I read architecture some 18 years ago. And when I graduated, I started working with an office. I worked there for some years as an assistant architect. At a point in time, they were politically affiliated. So when that political party left office, they said the office might not be able to run again. So we should all start looking for something. At that point in time, I stepped out. When I stepped out, I started doing something on my own. But then something came to mind. I've always had passion when it comes to cooking. And when I was a student on campus, my friends always know that in my spare time, if you come to my room, I'll get you something to eat in a few minutes. This is a situation where passion now meets talent. And I took off from there until this day. I have a journey that has been wonderful, because you get multiple streams of income through something that you love doing. And when I say multiple streams of income, it means when something on architecture comes, I can take it. When something on my talents, that is cooking, comes, I can also take it. So I tell people that every time you have the opportunity to merge your career with your passion, don't hesitate to embrace it. So this morning we'll talk about 5 P's. So when I say 5 P's, we have 5 blocks. And number 1 is purpose. Then the number 2 is passion. Then we'll go on the number 3. So we have purpose, passion, then the number 3, principles, then number 4, plan, then number 5, progress. So when I say purpose, if you are here today, there's a purpose for everybody's life. Some of them identify it very early. Others never identify it in life. So you might take 100 people, one of them will say that I want to be the president of Ghana. Do you believe that it's not everybody that has thought of becoming president of Ghana? It's not everybody that has thought of becoming the UN Secretary General. It's not everybody who has thought of becoming Ghana's ambassador to Canada or to Scotland. It means that all of us here, there's a purpose for life, and we are on a journey. So as we are here, those that have identified their purpose, it is very good for them. That means the next thing they have to do is to constantly align with their purpose. When I say constantly aligning with your purpose, once you've identified your purpose, then you have to have a goal for that purpose. So the goal is maybe I want to be a member of parliament for Santase. Why do you want to be a member of parliament? Maybe that area has bad roads. The children there are uneducated. The schools in the area don't have ICT lab, they don't have learning materials. So if I have the opportunity to become a member of parliament, I will make sure that the community is well equipped, the community is well resourced, they have all that it takes to thrive. So now, your purpose in life has given you a goal. Now, how do you now become a member of parliament? Then it's left for you to now start looking at it. Or start aligning with people that have that vision. So how would you align with people that have that vision? People that have gone on that journey before. You can look for them, you can tap knowledge from them, and the rest is history. So purpose in life is very important. At an early stage, I realized that I would have to become an entrepreneur, one way or the other. I come from a home where my dad was a lecturer, and my mom was also a domestic pleaser. So they were all employed by government. And the story in the house was that you go through school and then you be employed by government. And then you work for the government. Then while you're working for the government, you're paying SNET. And then by the age of 60, you retire. Then when you retire, you start enjoying the benefit from SNET. So as a young lady, when I decided to venture into the private sector, it was a difficult thing because my mom would ask me, why would you want to carry all the risk when government will carry the risk? So you know you are in an institution. Every mistake you make, the institution will carry it. But in the private sector, you are your own cheerleader. You are your own boss. You are your own risk taker. So you need muscles, you need tenacity, you need consistency to be able to navigate. You understand? So even finding your purpose and your goals and all that, it takes you to now make that step. It takes you to now make that steps. Then second thing, when I talk about passion, everybody, after you've identified your purpose, you need passion. You need passion. Without passion, at a point in time, you would lose it. Passion has a way of letting you give your best, no matter what the challenges are. You know that this is what I love doing. This is what I want to do. I will achieve it at all costs. Passion helps you push for excellence and perfection. In the world that we are, most of the services some of you here want to pursue are being pursued by other people. There are people that are already industry players. What will set you apart from somebody that is already in the industry? What will make you relevant in this time when all the ideas are already out there? You know, there's nothing new under the sun. Most of the things some of you here want to do, people are already doing it. But I think our first speaker said something that's very important. That's how unique you are. So all your unique tools, work with your passion and you bring them to bear. When you bring them to bear, what happens on the journey is that everything you do because of passion, Yours has perfection. Yours has excellence. Yours has a uniqueness. Then we go on our third principle. Our third principle is actually principle. Why is it principle? Every individual has to have principles. Without principles, you can't achieve what you have to achieve. So if you are principled, and you know that I have to win the 100-meter marathon, it means that every day, consistently, deliberately, you have to exercise. So sometimes we watch the Olympics, and the only thing we see is the person winning. But Ambassador Gabi said something that behind the glory, there's a story. It is likely the person wakes up every dawn, 4 a.m., consistently to train for that win that is within 5 minutes at the Olympics. So sometimes passion and purpose will get you started. So you start. But what will keep you going when money is not coming? When your business is shaky? When the contract you expect to move you to the next level is not coming, what will keep you going? It's your principles. So you have to be principled. You have to be determined that however it is, I'm set out to achieve this. As difficult as it is, as painful as it is, I still have to wake up every day. So sometimes I have to go to work. I have serious body aches, but I know that I have to deliver to a client, and I have to work with my team. The body aches are there, the tiredness is there, but I'm not perturbed. I'm not bothered actually. I will still go and I will go and deliver. Because at the end of the day, there's a principle that says that no matter what, I have to be there. No matter what, I have to achieve. So that's the principle aspect. Then you have to have a plan. You know that people that start something and they don't have a plan. They don't know what they want to achieve the first year. They don't know what they have to achieve the second year. They can't even tell whether they are making progress or they are still where they are. You have to have a plan. So if you are here today and you are looking at starting a business with a capital of maybe 10,000, 20,000, and you don't have that now. You don't sit in your room and then you make excuses that since I don't have this amount of money, my life has come to an end. I can't go with my vision, I can't go with my purpose. No. You can decide that at the age of maybe 32, I'll start my own business. At the age of 25, I'll start my own business. This is the capital that I have to start with. But maybe I have to work with a company to raise that capital. Is somebody hearing me? So you don't have it, but you have a plan. So you are working with company A. Your plan is to work with company A for 2-3 years. By then you would have raised that money to now start your own business. So when you enter the company, because you are wiser, you are smarter, you are intelligent, you decide that even though I'm on a journey to location A, this is where I am for now. And where I am for now is what is giving me tools to go on that journey. So you don't say that I don't plan to be here. So for me, I'll work anyhow because after all, when I get my money, I'm going to open my own business. No. It doesn't work like that. You are going to A, you are B. Whatever you are doing there, you do your best. You do your best. If possible, you become the captain of that ship. Because every experience you are getting there will give you wisdom, will give you muscles, will give you social network. It will give you all the tools you need to go out there and launch your own business. And knowledge is everywhere. One thing I realized that in your era, when you want to even know about how somebody became successful, you go online, videos, you can watch videos, and some of these things, you do it even in your leisure time. In your leisure time, you can do it. Some people, their leisure time, they are watching TikTok. And sometimes the things they are even watching, you wonder how it will actually help you. So when you decide to go on that journey, you have to even be able to know what to feed on and what not to feed on. It's like an individual who is on a weight loss program and doesn't know what will make him or her lose weight or gain weight. So when there's pizza and chips and burger, she's eating it. When there's salad and the person has to know what will help him or her at the end of the day to achieve where he or she is going. So with the progress, one thing you know is that as you make those strides, as you make those progress, there are times too that there will be challenges. There are times that you feel woeful. In my journey, there are times that I have failed woefully. There are times that I was really down because the company lost a lot of money. There are times that I was disappointed by a worker because the worker did not give him or her best on a project. But at the end of the day, there's a way to treat challenges and there's a way to treat failures. And I'm not saying it because maybe I'm doing well. I'm saying it because they have a way of shaping your mindset. They have a way of bringing opportunities. When you fail, it's a new way of learning how not to do it in that way again. It's a difficult time, but those difficult times will give you new muscles. You understand? When you go to the gym, you exercise and you are getting serious body mix. It means you are burning some fat. The same way on the business field, when you are failing, it's giving you new opportunities. It's giving you new opportunities. And I'll give a typical example of that. I started with the restaurant business. The first time I started, I was doing my national service. So I used to do my product and give it to a lady to sell it for me. I said I have to let the money accumulate before I go for the money from the lady. The day I was there for my money, the month and the lady had stopped coming and ran away with my money. It was supposed to be a big setback. But I learned one thing, that when I give things to people and I don't know their background, I've never worked with them. If I have to be consistent in taking my money, I have to be consistent in what I'm doing with them. I can't just sit somewhere and say that at the end of the month, I'll go for this or I'll go for that. When I started employing workers and I realized most of the workers don't align with my vision, they don't align with my goals. At first, I used to beat myself to it, that when will I find somebody that will align with my goals. My dear, your only cheerleader is yourself in the private sector. The people will always come and go. It's like a tree. So you have the roots and the trunk rooted in the ground. You should always have in mind that somebody can come and cut the top of the tree, take off all the branches, but that root in the ground, the day water falls on it, it's supposed to spring up again. Please, are you getting me? The branches are supposed to come again. It's supposed to grow like no one came to cut it off. Is somebody hearing me? So in business, don't give excuses. No. Excuses destroy people. You take it as a hard lesson. And you ask yourself, what is this lesson teaching me? Because after 3-4 years, the lesson taught me that I have to open a culinary and a hospitality school so that I train people who would align with my vision. So that some of them, my company will absorb them. Please, are you getting me? But if I had not had those challenges, my typical business is to be running my restaurant. Why should I run a school? A school in that industry. So today, I thank the people that brought the challenges. In fact, when they call me and they are like, oh, madam, when we were there, we should have done things like this. When we left, we realized that what you were saying is true. I said, oh, this thing that you were doing like this, it gave me new ideas. So now, this is how I do it. Please, you understand me? So you own the mistakes. You own it. And you make the best out of it. Then the last thing, gratitude. You always celebrate your small wins. If you have failed 10 times, then you have had one win. That one win, rate it 80%. And the 10 failures, rate it 20%. Maybe it's one little win. Maybe one customer just said, oh, your product is the best. Maybe one customer. But maybe you are not able to even meet the demand. Where you are doing it from your home. But you need to rent a place. You have to psych yourself with what you have. You have to start with what you have. And some of you, one thing I would encourage you to do, when I went on the business journey, I realized that there are some things that are for free. And I've never joked with those things that are for free. Smiling with people, smiling with your customers. They are free. When you wear a smile, it's free. So there are people that ask me, oh, Mrs. ANKRAH, have you fought before? I get people asking me all the time. Because smiling is free. I always warm up towards my customers. I always warm up towards my workers. Smiling is free. Helping people. You can decide to meet an elderly woman who is holding a lot of things. Oh, madam, can I carry one for you? You wouldn't have to pay any money to assist that person. But sometimes there are people that I even assist, and I realize that there are people that I'm looking for. So I assist the person, oh, what do you do? I do this. Oh, I'm this so and so person. Oh, then I've been looking for you. And then it takes off from there. So when it comes to my social net worth, not money, the people that I connect with, the people that bring me contracts, I see everybody as money. So train yourself to see everybody as money. Everybody is money. Please, are you getting me? The young lady sitting here, today you're on the table with her. maybe you are into computer accessories. She works in an organization. Oh, I met this gentleman at ANKRAH program. He said he's into computer. I took his complimentary card. But why don't I call him so that my company gives him the contract? So I always tell my staff that human beings are coded. They are actually coded. Some of them have all it takes for you to get to where you are going. They might not appear so. Some of them too they don't have what it takes for you to go where you are going. But they know somebody. So the day you share your story, after sharing your story, they tell you that, oh, this thing you are talking about, I know of this uncle, I know of this person. I've had it all the time. I've had it all the time. Most of the times when there are big contracts in Kumasi, you find me doing most of them. And sometimes people will say that this woman is political. Sometimes they will say that this woman is through the husband. This woman is through a friend. Sometimes it has nothing to do with that. Somebody will say, give the contract to this person because when she even gets to the location, the way she would host the people, the way they will serve the food, the way they will warm up to the guests. Anytime there's a challenge, I would always go back to the customer and ask the customer, what do you want us to do for them? How do you want it? I don't do blame games. There are people that their entire life is built on blame games. So they will tell you, my father didn't take care of me. They will tell you, when I was in school, I slept in one of the worst hostels. That's why my grades were so bad. In fact, everywhere of the journey, they have a certain story to meet a certain problem. So for them, any day, any time, they have a story to match with that problem. But what about the one that defied all odds? What about the one that defied all odds? There's an animal, a small animal that flies, and science has shown that the shape and the size of the animal should not be able to fly. Until this day, there's a study on the animal, the bumblebee. The back, the way birds are made, it's like the aeroplane. You realize that this side is always wider. Then when it gets into their lower part, it's narrow. So that their wings and their shoulder are strengthened to flap and go higher. But when you look at the bumblebee, the wings are not so big, they are not so strong. Then you realize that the lower part is bigger than the side that holds the wings. It means that the bumblebee has defied all odds to fly. So what science is saying, the bumblebee says that I can do it. And when we relate it to the Bible, I'm a Christian, so I'll relate one story to the Bible. You see, when David had to kill the uncircumcised Philistine, please, can somebody tell me what David used as a tool to kill the giant? So, I prefer you use the microphone there. You introduce yourself and use the microphone.
Okay, Mr. Francis. Okay. It was a catapult and a stone.
Yeah. You know, some of us in this room, if today, and a catapult to go and kill a giant that the whole city is running away from. It's impossible. And this same David, they say he killed a bear before he killed Goliath. A bear. Does anybody have an idea of the size of a bear? I've never seen a bear before, but I don't think anybody in this room will match the size of a bear. So So the moral of this story that I'm saying is that you don't stay at one place and say that because I don't have this, because I don't have that, that is why I am where I am. There's still something inside you, that very small thing inside you, that can still let you start what you are supposed to do. There are people out there who are unemployed. There's somebody who has a company who is looking for somebody that will just write his or her itinerary for her and remind them, wherever you are, just remind, oh, say, this morning you are supposed to jog from 6 to 6:30. You have a meeting at 8 o'clock. You have lunch at 12 o'clock. You have an appointment with the ambassador at 1 o'clock. You are supposed to take a break for 30 minutes. You are supposed to do this. You are supposed to do that. You might not even be in the person's office. You are somewhere. Just calling the person at each point in the day to remind the person about something, about the person's meeting. So there's always opportunities. But if you sit at one place and say, because I don't have this, because I don't have that, because I cannot do this, because I cannot do that, then you stay at where you are. If you are not careful, you start blaming spiritual things. That is your relative or is your uncle or is. But all that it takes to make the first small step is you. All that it takes is you. All that it takes is you. No matter how small that step is. No matter how small that step is. For the gentlemen, when you have opportunity to work with any company, you bring out your best. You do your best. You become innovative. There are people that stay in companies, work with companies. They have never brought any innovation to the company. They have never brought any idea. From the day they enter the company, the way the company is still the same today. And they have no plans of making any additional effort or input. There are some of you that are not working, but you are in the same room with people. You have the ability to encourage them. You have the ability to assist them. And you are not doing that. But business starts from the home. It starts from the friends you have. It starts from your inner circle. So if you are waiting to get money or you are waiting to work with Tulo Oil or work with a big company before you exhibit your attributes, you might lose it. Then the ladies, God has naturally made every woman an entrepreneur. If you don't know, I'm telling you today, every woman is an entrepreneur. Even your mother is an entrepreneur. From the day a woman carries a child in the womb, the woman will do everything for that child to survive until the day the child is born. It's the same principle we use in business. When you do a scan, you realize that the first month, the baby, you can't even see the baby, it's a clot of blood. The third month, the baby is now forming. The sixth month, you are seeing the eyes, the nose. The ninth month, the baby is coming out as a full human being. The environment you create for the baby, the food you eat. When you are pregnant, you don't want to run. You don't want to be hitting your stomach when you even feel like hitting your stomach. It's an environment you create. So every woman, when the baby is crying, the woman knows that I can sing for the baby to stop crying. I can be tapping the back. Meanwhile, you have never been trained for that rule. But the day the woman carries a child, she begins to exhibit the signs of taking care of it. It's the same principle you bring to your business. The day you start the business small, you start bringing the principles to let the baby survive. The business becomes your baby. You bring the survival principle. And you make sure that against all odds, the baby survives. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.